I've said his name, and he has appeared this Saturday night. He's going to be at Wayne State University taking on Nic Nemeth for the TNA World title. Joe Hendry, this is a big week for you, man. How you feeling?
It's a huge week for me. It's it's my first one-on-one opportunity at the TNA World Championship. It's going to be right here in Detroit. I'm excited to be here. It's very rare that I have a few days in the town before the show.
Okay.
But it gives me just enough time, I think, to try and convince Eminem to be in my corner.
No, I saw the tweet. You have invited him out to the show.
I have.
He did this recently for a boxer, right? Terrence Crawford, I believe it was, that said I would like Eminem to come out and be in my corner for this big fight. Is that kind of your inspiration for inviting him out?
I didn't even know about that.
Oh,
I didn't know about that, but now I feel pretty good about it. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, well, he spoke it into existence, and it happened.
Yeah.
So maybe you can do the same.
Let's see.
Yeah. Do you know anyone like 6 degrees of separation between you and Eminem?
Let me say this. It's currently 1 degree.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no, 1 degree would be him, right?
One. How does that work?
One from him.
One from him. Okay,
One from him.
So there's like one person in between.
There's one person in between.
Okay. So you're not spoiling anything, but he knows that you want him to be there.
I'm trying to make it happen. There's no spoiler required. We're moving mountains to try and make this happen.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Detroit, he's here because he's advertised for some other event that is happening today. So he's in the city. He's not
there.
on some fancy place.
Yep.
So maybe we can get him there. If Eminem, if you're watching, you got to believe in Joe Hendry. So let's talk, because you are arguably like the most popular, biggest wrestler of the year. Like, heard your name in the past, but I feel like this year everyone is talking about you. So talk to me about kind of like what you did to make that happen.
Thank you. I like that introduction. Arguably the biggest wrestler. Can we edit out the word arguably? Is that cool? Can we do that afterwards?
You're the biggest wrestler of the year.
There
man.
we go. He did it for you.
You.
Did it for you. That's great. So no, it's been a whirlwind. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't had any time to process what on earth is going on. It's madness. It's chaos. It's beautiful, and it is. It's a real example of just letting the random nature of life unfold. It's very exciting. It's very fun. I'm very lucky to have the fan base and the support that I've had. Very fortunate. I've worked very hard for this, but it's not escaped me that the fans have put me in this position.
Absolutely. That's super cool. So the first video that I really remember kind of going around was when you did the music video about AJ Francis when he first came into TNA.
Yep.
So talk to me about the process. I mean, of putting these songs together when you're getting ready to take on these different opponents?
Well, it's I've probably done about 100 of these now. So for those who haven't seen them, what I'll do is I will usually do musical parodies making fun of my opponents. And the thing about AJ Francis is that he's such a sensitive baby that he legitimately hates them so much. He screwed himself over because I think management found it hilarious for me to keep doing them. So they just kept telling me, just rapid fire. Let's just stick with this. Let's keep going. And so we did. And I would like to congratulate AJ on probably not succeeding, but at least trying to hold back the very real tears that build up and well up whenever he has to talk about me or hear about me.
That is hilarious, man. So when did you decide, I've heard that you did music in the past. When did you decide to marry the two together with the music and the wrestling?
Genuinely, so when I first got into wrestling, I went to see a show. And I thought, man, the entrances are really half the battle here. The guys that have got a good entrance are super popular with the fans. So I'll just have to come up with something cool. And it was a company at the time which was called Insane Championship Wrestling, and everything. It was very like ECW. Everything was blood and guts. And I thought, well, everyone's going in that way, and I've learned when everyone's going this way, you have to go that way. And I thought, well, I'll be the pop star. I'll be the PG guy in this, in this adult environment, and it will get me good reactions. So I did like a Christmas pop song as my first ever entrance. And then it'd been a while since I'd done some music stuff. And then I think the first live parody I did, I was in the gym and on my workout playlist was In the Air Tonight. And I was like, oh, damn, that's a good song. Damn, that's a good song. I was like, imagine if I did Feel Joe Hendry in the Air Tonight and then tried to recreate the video. And it's one of the most random things in the world. But in the UK, are you aware of what Cadbury's chocolate is?
Yeah. We've got those here.
So there's a very famous advert that uses In the Air Tonight where it's a CGI gorilla on drums who does the drum fill, and Cadbury's give no context. So we went so far as to get a guy in a gorilla costume to play the drums, and we gave him like a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt over the gorilla costume. So if you look up Joe Hendry in the air tonight, you will see a gorilla playing drums with a Stone Cold outfit on. Wow. It's the most insane thing ever. With no context, it's very strange.
That's
yeah,
that's hilarious, man. Yeah. So you've been, with TNA for a while. How does that compare to some of the other places that you wrestled in the past and probably still currently wrestle now?
Well, I'm in the advantageous position in that being with TNA Wrestling has allowed me to explore a lot of different opportunities and to represent TNA in other places. I'm able to do independent shows. I'm able to do signings. I'm able to do appearances. I was just at New York Comic-Con. That was very cool. I just did a bunch of signings that I really enjoyed. There are other sort of creative projects and offers that are sort of open to me now, even some stuff outside the world of wrestling that's very exciting. But TNA have a very strong working relationship with NXT right now, and that allowed me to go over there and represent TNA and NXT, and to headline a WWE pay-per-view. I headlined No Mercy, which was very cool. I have the No Mercy video game on N64, so you just take them up and go, did I just headline No Mercy? Did that just happen? So that was pretty cool. I got to do that representing TNA, challenging for the NXT Championship. So, that was a cool experience to represent the company there as well.
So speaking of, the TNA NXT crossover, that video where you appeared in that battle. Yeah. No, I didn't do that intentionally. I promise he appeared. When you when you were in that battle royal, it's like, if not the most or one of the most viewed videos,
it's
right?
The most viewed on X that WWE has all year.
All year, right?
All year.
And that includes
19 million.
That includes The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and all these, big names from the WWE. So does that get lost on you that you have the most viewed video on X of the year compared to some
when
of
you
these
put it like that, it makes me think, oh man, I'm gonna get myself a ton of heat with this. but it's madness. It's madness. The reason I think it did so well is because if you watch the video, I hadn't done my entrance like that before. So usually in TNA, my entrance plays and I walk out after about 30 seconds. Whereas in WWE, the way they like to present my entrance is I just turn around immediately. And it is very cool because TNA and NXT are very different shows. And so I feel like that's why we tailor the entrances differently depending on what program it's on. But what that meant is after a span round, I've now got 30 seconds where I don't really know what to do with myself. So I'm just looking around and I look up and I'm like genuinely shocked by the reaction. I'm like, oh, this is mad. So I'm looking around and what people got was a very real reaction. And I actually think because of the way that happened, it's the real reaction that people are responding to. And that's why I think people watched it so much, because they're watching me have a very cool moment in wrestling. That's super cool. Speaking of, we mentioned that you're the biggest wrestler of 2024 and everyone's talking about you. Is there someone that has reached out to you or that you've talked to, this year where you're like, I can't believe this person is like, calling me, texting me, DMing me and kind of talking about, what you're doing? I mean, I've had interactions with a lot of the big names. I will say that. There are some I've not had interactions with. For me, I've been throwing John Cena's name out there a lot. That is the dream match for me right now. Okay. Also, just, it's weird. John Cena was the first wrestler I ever spoke to. Oh wow. Which would be, would be a real full circle moment for me if I was, if we could ever make something happen down the line. I would love to have some sort of interaction with The Rock one day. Yeah. That would be unbelievable. So those are two that would be insane. I was lucky enough to have a match with Kurt Angle, which was quite unbelievable as well. A TNA legend. I did New York Comic-Con at the weekend, and me and Rikishi were on the same table having a great time, and me and Mick Foley got a chance to have a conversation, and it's pretty mad, man. Yeah. It's pretty mad. Yeah, it's and again, I'm wrestling Nic Nemeth, the dude's a legend. Like he's done it all in the business. So he's a phenomenal performer. He is the world champion. He's been a world champion everywhere. He's been absolute top of his game, one of the best in-ring performers ever in this business. Unfortunately for him, it's not his time. That's what it's all about. And you mentioned The Rock. Something that you two have in common is doing concerts on wrestling shows. Imagine you and The Rock do a rock concert on a show one day. Damn, that's to me, his Toronto rock concert is the best one of all time. So I know. I got some work to do if I'm going to try and go toe to toe with The Rock. But you know, I just feel it in my gut, man. I think in my gut it's going to happen.
You got to start speaking it into existence as you've already done.
And here's the thing: we're in an era where TNA has a working relationship with NXT and WWE, so anything is possible at this point. So I'm throwing all the names out there. Why not?
How, for the longest time, it felt like WWE wanted to be in their own box and kind of everyone else was outside. So how does it feel that wall is coming down and you're part of the, the process of breaking that down, and you're so, featured on their show, and you, like you said, you main evented one of their pay-per-views and you don't even work for that company.
It's pretty mad,
5 years ago, nobody would think would ever was
unthinkable. Unthinkable. So it's amazing. I'm just trying to have gratitude for everything that's going on. Honestly, I feel like I've achieved my dream. I really do feel like I've achieved my dreams. And, you forget that if I could go back and talk to my 15-year-old self, I would have felt like I'd achieved my dream just by having a match. You know? So sometimes when we get caught up in, I've got 3 flights this day, or I've got this, that, or I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I've got this, I need to You ever catch yourself moaning? You have to go, come on, man. Yeah. It's nice to keep perspective and be grateful for all the opportunities that are here, because there's so many people who would kill to be in this opportunity. So I have to show respect by doing the best that I can to deliver.
There you go. And Saturday, we check off the next box.
That's the plan, my friend.
Yes, sir. Future TNA World Championship. We're going to speak it into existence.
Oh, yeah.
We like Nic Nemeth. He's a legend, as you mentioned. He's been a world champion everywhere that he's been, and he's fantastic. But I feel like it's your time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's your time.
I think that's the perfect way to summarize it.
There it is. So Saturday night, Wayne State University, and then on Sunday, we've got TV tapings as well?
Absolutely. As I've said it many times before, a lot of the cool stuff happens the day after the pay-per-view. Cannot telegraph this enough, people. Get your tickets for October 27th as well as Bound for Glory. If you miss it, you've been warned. Get your tickets.
There you go. Don't miss out. Don't, read the spoilers if that's what you're into, or watch the show over the next couple of months and be like, dang, I could have been there. Get your tickets and go check it out this Saturday and Sunday at Wayne State. Joe, thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for your time today, man. And, I will be at both shows this weekend, so I'm looking forward to checking that out and,
glad to have you.
Hopefully being there for the new pinnacle of your career.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.